Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it.
What's
Let's
up?
talk about it. No one knows Carcino and none of these. There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
Big Tigger. Yo, Ray Rap City BET. So he's got this new show with this co-host on VH1 radio and video, and his wife now is trying to act as if there was some abuse charges, but nobody jumped on board fully. Nobody really gave this the time of day because people knew about his wife, because a lot of people didn't know he was married, because Big Tigger, they pretty much back in the day, everybody thought Big Tigger liked big niggas. But that got dispelled. He was just quiet. And she's like, someone asked my husband what happened to my face. And she went out there and showed her face, and people was, oh my God. And nobody, I was surprised there wasn't a lot of sympathy for this woman. Like, oh my God, what happened? Man, Tigger tripping. So everyone started to jump to conclusions and say, hey, what's going on here? But obviously, Black women will tell you more about other Black women. So she said, we're getting a divorce, but, over his relationship with this co-host, but it's not everybody's business. So she's saying we're getting a divorce and all of this. And this started coming out. And all of these things started to appear to make him look bad because Tigger doesn't say anything. He just stayed quiet and didn't respond to any of the accusations that were being thrown towards his way. He just, as usual, kept it classy. Now, this wife had a track record. She had a daughter named Aaliyah Brown, and her daughter went missing. But it's not your average missing case. This is before Tigger. She was with her daughter, and she was her baby father. They separated, and he had to fight to get custody. She was keeping him away from his daughter, and it took him 7 years to basically win custody and full parental rights of his daughter. Then once he won the case, the daughter goes missing, and no one knows whatever happened to the daughter. It took him 4 years to get this thing into court and another 3 years to win the case. Then her daughter goes missing. All of a sudden, it's a missing child. Then she's posting all of these fine Alea Browns. Once he won the case, he stated that she's not mentally well and not really capable of taking care of her daughter. And the judge believed that also from all the evidence that the baby father provided. And if you Big Tigger, these are alarming things. And people, Black women, Black women tell you the most about Black women. She comes right through the door and says, Alicia Brown is the main suspect in her daughter's abduction from Baltimore once she lost rights in 2019. She has a history of lying to courts to get attention and to weaponize the father of her children. People tried to warn Tigger, but now he's blocked us. Find Alea Brown. So this fine layer brown became the movement, right? A lot of people think she's living with some friend somewhere. And this is why you really should do a background search on who you marry before you get involved with them, because these are dangerous signs. You know, to date a woman where the father has custody of the children, you know that you need to revise every situation with this person that you're now talking to. You need to know every aspect of what the past is. And now you're looking at another situation where you're faced off with somebody you don't trust, who you don't know, who people have told you had a history of lying. So when you run across it again, you're right back in the same predicament you was before. And that's the scary part. Because you could be sleeping with a total stranger. Big Tigger's wife kidnapped my friend's daughter after he got full custody of her. He's been searching for years, and she's a performative liar. I don't know the situation, but I know she's a piece of shit. Look, people, it's all over there. And there's the case. They didn't pull up the file on this woman. This woman has been doing this for years. That's why there was no big tears, no big oh my God when they saw the mark on her face. And I heard what she said about ask my husband what happened to my face. She uses that and then she tries to promote some app to get some money or support my app or download this app. And it's horrible. So nobody really knew anything about this woman, but they knew one thing was for sure: they didn't like her. Especially no mother is going to be on your side when you talk about a missing child in this situation here. So this woman was always going to be on the outs when it came to Black women who don't like this situation whatsoever. And the way she carries on, like she doesn't even have a child, is also alarming. Tigger, you should be very alarmed dealing with such a person. I don't know how you got involved with her or where you found her, but you waited 50 years to get a baby with this woman. And, you know, it is what it is. How you wait 50 years to get it wrong? I have no idea.
Somebody literally bit at her face. And she put in the caption, ask Tigger what happened to me. So I'm not sure if Big Tigger done beat her black and blue or this girl Francesca done beat her black and blue, because she said that she is getting a divorce from Big Tigger because of Francesca. And she said that Francesca been messing around with her husband since she got that new job with Big Tigger. Now,
do you think she did something to her daughter? Y'all, again, she has been missing since 2019. That is a long time. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. That's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
What is going on? Tigger's wife done took to social media with her face looking beat up, battered, and bruised, where it looks like somebody literally bit at her face. And she put in the caption, ask Tigger what happened to me. So I'm not sure if Big Tigger done beat her black and blue or this girl Francesca done beat her black and blue, because she said that she is getting a divorce from Big Tigger because of Francesca. And she said that Francesca been messing around with her husband since she got that new job with Big Tigger. Now the gag is Francesca's sister is under the comments saying that Francesca does not want Big Tigger and that the wife has been acting very unhinged since Francesca has been working with Big Tigger. Baby, them people have been eating her up in the comments. And she said, whoa, wait a minute. I talk to my sister often, and Francesca is dating somebody else. And baby, them people in the comments don't care about what Francesca or her sister got to say. And listen, usually I'm here for the comment section, but some of y'all pissing me off asking Big Tigger's wife, why did she take to social media, as if we don't know why she took to social media. It's to ruin his reputation. And quite literally, if he's the one that put his hands on her, the abuser needs to be exposed.
Because what's really going on? Hey guys, it's your girl Jen Trey. Hey, and I know you've seen this Big Tigger story concerning his wife Alicia and these pictures that she posted and then deleted, suggesting that he was the one that did this to her face. After the crying video and then the delete of the crying video, she also basically accuses him of having an affair with his co-host Francesca, which she has denied 1000%. I mean, she was like, I'm so shocked. I don't even know what to say. Like, this is crazy. I don't know if she's telling the truth or if she's not telling the truth. But in my heart, when I first saw the video, I did get a couple of, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Hopefully they get this resolved.
As you can see here in this post, it says, for 17 years, Alicia Brown, which is Tigger's wife, has been playing the desperate, abused victim role. She's been running this game from Baltimore to Charlotte to Canada and now Atlanta. 7 years ago, she abducted her oldest child from Baltimore after full custody was granted to the little girl's father and has been hiding her ever since with the help of her family like a seasoned senator and retired FBI agent. The babies are pawns in her game. The course didn't stop Alicia back in 2014 when she left the oldest child in a freezing car while she went inside a casino to gamble for 8 hours, so now she believes she's untouchable. She uses those same courts to weaponize the father of her children with ridiculous claims of physical, mental, and abuse. She creates fake IG pages, runs to social media with the story, gets a frivolous restraining order against the men, and then uses that engagement to start a business. Shortly after the now viral video was posted about Big Tigger, she was on Threads advertising the launch of her new app. She thrives on this type of sick attention. There has never been any consequences for her behavior, only years of heartache for her daughter's family, as they still don't have any answers to Aaliyah's whereabouts. We should absolutely believe true victims of domestic violence, but let's not ignore the fact that men, especially Black fathers, can be victims too. People tried to warn Big Tigger about her multiple times, but he simply blocked all of us. Hopefully, this media circus will finally shed light into who Alicia really is, but the end goal is to have Aaliyah reunited with her father where she rightfully belongs. We will never stop fighting for her. Now, Tigger also released a statement, and it said, over the past several days, there has been significant public discussion and speculation regarding my personal life. I understand this can happen when you are a public figure, and I appreciate the support and concern that so many people have shown.
I want to say categorically, these allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false, untrue, not happening, didn't happen. Additionally, it's important to clarify that Francesca and I have never been anything more than friends and respected colleagues.
I'd like to apologize to her for the impact of these last few days. Out of respect for everyone involved, I ask for grace, privacy, and restraint as my family navigates this difficult moment. For more than 30 years, I've had the privilege of serving my community through music, entertainment, and connection, and I remain grateful for the trust so many of you have placed in me throughout that journey. I intend to continue living and leading in a manner worthy of that trust. Now, again, I have to say that this is absolutely absurd for starters, but also it's just crazy that, you know, somebody can just come out and say something about you, post this video with absolutely no context behind it, you know, basically set up the stage for people to think that you did something, even if you did not do it, and, you know, just get away scot-free with that. I think that's crazy. I think obviously if these allegations are not true, which a lot of people are leading to believe that they're not true. They're leaning towards the side of like, maybe she, a little frazzled. Maybe she got a lot going on. If they aren't, I definitely believe that he should do whatever needs to be done to protect himself and to also protect his character and his brand.
About me are false.
He's been in this business for a very long time. You may have heard people talk about him business-wise, but we've literally never heard any of these kind of allegations ever. Big Tigger, he is my husband, actually, and he asked me to respond to you. Yes, we are getting a divorce over his relationship with Francesca, but it was not your place to tell everyone. However, I do thank you for confirming what I already knew. Can you DM me, please? The co-host then took to her social media and she said, when you hear a rumor about you that's so untrue, you genuinely don't even know how to defend yourself. She made another post and said, the allegations being circulated about me are completely false and do not reflect who I am or how I conduct myself. I have never had an affair or cheated with a married man. I stand by my character, my integrity, and the truth. Right after that, it had been announced that Tigger was then identified as a suspect in the domestic dispute. So it was like a lot going on at one time, right? It was like at one point people were saying that, him and the woman have a relationship. People were then trying to find out how does that tie into what happened to her face and why she's on the internet asking telling the internet to ask Tigger what happened. And then she added the girl and like all this stuff was coming to the forefront. Finally, the wife who initiated all of this and made, the first initial post ended up releasing a statement. In her statement, she said, I want to be clear. I have never called my husband an abuser. Social media has drawn its own conclusions from information that was shared, but those conclusions are not statements I have made. I respect the legal process and believe law enforcement should be allowed to do its job without interference from anyone, including me. In recent days, many claims, opinions, and narratives have circulated publicly. While I understand that people will form their own views, I remain confident that the facts will speak for themselves in due time. Until then, my focus remains on my family, my peace, and protecting those I love. I love my family, and I will not engage in public debates, speculation, or personal attacks and bitterness. I am not hiding, and I stand firmly by my character and integrity. I respectfully ask for patience as I follow the guidance of my legal counsel and allow the process to unfold. Thank you to those who have extended prayer, support, and understanding during this time.
Now, this is the craziness of what's going on in the world today. It's quite bizarre, right, to say the least. But it's typical. Now, this is why the way she did it was so cryptic with the video. Ask my husband what happened to my face. So now the people who were following her was backing her. Now she put out the letter saying, hey, I never said my husband did anything to my face. You guys made that up. You guys went off that on the internet. I never said anything. When you do certain things of that nature, people look at you side eye. Now they really start to believe you a problem because the people who were trying to defend you, they had a lot of feminists getting on board. Y'all quit victimizing this poor woman. Now look. Now, what have we learned? We learned that if you continue to play certain games, you're going to win certain prizes, right? Now, you see this side over here is angry at this side over here. Why? When they're all playing the same game. So when reality sets in, and it's going to set in, we're starting to see that there's major problems in the development of projects, the development of relationships. And you've seen the divide and why people nowadays, the younger folks are deciding I don't know about getting married. Marriages are, especially with blacks in Hollywood, is getting further and further apart. And this is already a chaotic life. You want to have some type of balance in the household. But to have a Hollywood or industry relationship in a marriage, it's very difficult, especially if you're trying to maintain a career. Whatever happens with Tigger, I'm sorry that that poor woman had to go through what she had to go through just because she, works with Tigger. I don't know the extent of everything, but I believe that woman did not have an affair with Tigger. And I don't think he would cheat with her or she even wants him. She's there to do her job, and this woman here is just unhinged. A woman's past could tell you a lot about who they were and what habits they have. Now, some people can change and say, hey, well, I grew up when I was young. This seems like an alarming fact. So I definitely believe Tigger in this situation. Hopefully he can, survive this. But anyway, I'm out. See y'all later, man. Don't forget to go to the Patreon. It's been updated. Like, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new things. We knock them out the box.